Hey everyone, I'm Amaya, your host for today's Community Catch Up with Akbar Thomas. Today, we are thrilled to have the dynamic duo of our firm, Attorney Thomas and Attorney Akbar. Today, we'll go ahead and spill the beans and catch you all up on what's coming next in our community. So let's get started. Attorney Thomas, we've had a flurry of events in our community. Would you like to share some insight on what's been most impactful to you?
Well, thankfully, the school year is over. We had a wonderful school year. I know all the parents are excited about the summer like we are. We've actually been fortunate enough to have our little ones running around and just creating a different energy. But no, it's been a wonderful summer, beginning of summer. We actually sponsored the Joy Selena Foundation Community Baby Shower recently. And I can tell you it was just such a treat. What we did was we created a wonderful day to shower mothers in our community. And everyone walked away with car seats and a bag of just baby goodies, diapers, bottles, wipes, anything that you need the first couple weeks after you have a baby. We were able to give it to these moms. So we're excited.
Attorney Akbar, are there any events that have stood out to you this year?
There have been a number of events. As you know, that I'm both the president of the NAACP of the Tallahassee branch, and run one of the partners at Akbar Thomas, and so I have to take off one hat and put on the other. But sometimes it's both hats as far as the activism and the community work that we've been doing. Recently, I was a part of a bus tour that came through Florida. I think it was like a 15-city tour. Tallahassee was the first stop on that. We ended up at Bethel Baptist instead of being at the Capitol because it rained. But in that, I got the opportunity to speak to those people who came in on the bus tour. And one of the things that I really wanted to point out to them was that it's important for us not to just protest, but to actually do work and get people engaged and get the community engaged, and not the people that's ordinarily already, participating, but going into communities like Frenchtown, where we are right now, and educating the community on why it's important to be engaged politically.
Attorney Akbar, how have these events influenced you, and why do you think it's so important for Akbar Thomas to be actively involved in the community?
Well, these events influence us to keep on going pretty much. I mean, whether it's the event for first time mothers, whether it's a Know Your Rights event or a protest or anything like that, I think it's important for us to stay involved. One of the things that I learned in law school, and we talk about it all the time, that I think Charles Hamilton Houston said that if you're not a social engineer, then you're a leech on society. And so as lawyers, we want to be social engineers in any kind of way that we can be. So we're intentional about being in Frenchtown. We're intentional about the work that we do in the community, and we're going to continue to do that.
So, Amaya, as you know, yes, we have been very busy in the community. That's our pride. We're very passionate about the work that we do in the community, but we've also been really busy in the office too. The last couple of months have probably been our most busy months out of the year, or since we became partners. One case in particular that really took over our office because it meant a lot to everyone in here was the case against Sharon Letman Hicks and Andrew Gillum. We were so proud to work on that case, and I'm talking, tell Maya a little bit about that.
I mean, it was like you said, it was a lot of work. It was 3 weeks in federal court, all hands on deck, and it's really, people don't realize that it was less than a year. So we got the case. I co-counsel with another local attorney here, attorney Robert Morris, and we represented Sharon Letman Hicks, who was the co-defendant with Andrew Gillum. And even though, we always know that he was, the target, most people don't really realize that the bulk of the charges were really against her. Was saying like that she was the one responsible for this fraud that the federal government thought was going on. And so we had to fight for her, really nonstop. And it's a heavy weight, it's a heavy weight for anybody that's going through the criminal justice system, but it was a lot of weight on her that was going through it. So like realizing, this 99% conviction rate that everybody talk about with the federal government, whenever there's a criminal case, like you said, it was all hands on deck. And, the the advocacy, interesting enough, after the trial was just as important as the trial, as far as not being fearful of speaking out and really saying like this is what we think should happen, and but still willing to continue to fight. Because as you know, it was a hung jury, which means that it wasn't unanimous. It needs to be unanimous in order for it to be a not guilty or guilty. But finding out what the count was, really being open enough to speak to the jurors and find out their positions, and knowing that again, like continue to advocate for our clients. The same way we do, for anybody, but really advocating for Sharon. We got the outcome that I think was just, and I think was necessary, and and I think it's a great example of the work that we do, and that was a win. That was a significant win, especially for Sharon, in that. And I think it was a win for the community also. 'Cause, going back to that community aspect of it, because you don't go against the federal government. This person like might have been a target, however you want to play conspiracy theory or whatever, as far as Andrew Gillum goes, but like that support for them kind of came back. Like everybody who turned their back on them was like, oh, okay, might not have they really didn't do it, because sometimes it's a not guilty, sometimes this person is innocent. And I think by what we were able to show was that these people are innocent, and their character should not have been attacked in the way that they were. So we laid it all out. Like I said, like Alex Morris is a great attorney. We work well together, with our offices, and we really fought hard for her.
Yeah, it was really, really, really a great moment of justice.
Yeah,
in our office.
I think that's the key word.
So it all goes together, and interestingly enough, when the trial is over, you would think that we would just stop and we all get to take a breath for a moment,
Nope.
and go on vacation. But there's a trial the very next week, and there's mediation the next day, and it is every day here is either community, our clients, our staff. It is nonstop, ongoing. I don't know about you. I wouldn't have it any other way.
Right.
I really wouldn't. But it is a true testament to our office and what we are trying to do and what we are in this community. Right. So
it's great.
I don't know if you remember, our very first billboard was said, I think, like advocates in the courtroom and the community.
Yes.
Or something like that. And but that was what, almost 10 years ago, I think. And but that's something that we've always like stood by, to do both.
And it comes so naturally. I think that's what it is. It's like it's people who really want to help people. And so people walk in and they need something that has nothing to do with law, and we feel like we need to help them. And then people come in with something that deals with law, and we can help them because we're trained to do so, and so we're able to do that too. It's really a good feeling to be able to be in the position that we are and to care the way that we do. We sleep good at night.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it sounds like there's a lot of great work being done at Akbar Thomas. Moving forward, Attorney Akbar, are there any events that you're looking forward to?
Yeah, there are. On July 19th, I'm actually on a panel for the National Day of Social Action. There's a panel that's going on that's called From Protest to Promise, and they're going to be discussing on your rights, gun violence. I'm the keynote speaker in the morning session, and then I'll be on the panel in the afternoon session. So they got me for a whole day around court, but I look forward to being a part of that conversation.
Right. Attorney Thomas, is there anything you're looking forward to?
Well, around this time every year, we are excited and getting ready for the Akbar Thomas tailgating experience, which is our commitment to be at all the home games for Florida A&M University. We are excited about this season, just like every other season. So come on out and enjoy. We're in space 616.
That's exciting. You can find out more about those events and any upcoming events on the Akbar Thomas Facebook page. It's always a pleasure to have these conversations. Attorney Thomas and Attorney Akbar, thank you. Your dedication to our community is truly inspiring and it sets Akbar Thomas apart. Thank you for all you do. And to all of our friends watching, remember, if you or a loved one are in need of support after an injury or looking for ways to get involved with the community, always remember, Akbar Thomas is right here with you. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you at the next community event.